What's up, guys? Welcome to the Northern TV channel. And it's story time. I changed my name from North Rigid to Northern TV. I'm in my room right now, and it's like 3 something in the morning, because I can't sleep. Went to the bar with my mom. I know, lame. Had 5 drinks. Yeah. Okay, you probably know from my other, sorry. Okay, I changed my name because I didn't like the name North Rigid. So I changed it to Northern TV. The topic on this story is what or why I started dipping. Um, June of 2016 is when I started dipping, and I started using pouches because I was just trying out dip or whatever. But the main reason why I started dipping was May 28th of 2016, a coworker of mine got killed. And he was more of a, like, at work, away from home dad. That's what I kind of, considered him as. And when I found out that he was killed, it's almost like part of me died with him, and had gotten to a slight depression because, in some ways I kind of had the same somewhat of a connection with him like I kind of did with my dad, and I didn't know how to cope with it, and I thought, like dipping tobacco, would have helped calm me or whatever. So I went and started using the Camel, like, snooze pouches or whatever. And then I switched from that to Skull pouches, and Skull is the nastiest shit ever. It was gross. I started dipping Skull pouches because, in some ways it tasted better than the Camel pouches that I was using. And so, but but then, I wanted to try, like, Copenhagen. So I went from Skull to Copenhagen wintergreen pouches, and then I just stuck with Copenhagen. And recently, and I dipped Copenhagen pouches for like a year and a half, and then I was like, I couldn't do like the long cut because I couldn't, like, if I was putting it, like, I don't know if I was putting it in right or anything, and like, it would get like all over my mouth, under my tongue and stuff, and I would get some of it in my throat, and it was bothering me. It was always I was constantly, like, swallowing, trying to get it out of my throat. So I just continued using pouches, and I know some of you like, oh, pouches are for pussies or shit like that. And recently I just started using the I don't know if you can see that. The long cut. But yeah, May 28th of 2016, my coworker was killed, and it's also my sister's and my now deceased uncle's birthday. But so my coworker, he was killed on a horse-drawn wagon. It was being pulled by two Clydesdale horses. They're pretty big horses. It was him and his wife, his oldest daughter, who was pregnant at the time, and her husband and her husband's dad, because the horses belonged to her father-in-law's dad, or to her father-in-law. And so they were out for, and then also my coworker's granddaughter was on the wagon too, and this guy was in a pickup. This guy that hit him was in a pickup, and he's not supposed to be driving because he's like legally blind or something like that, and he's not supposed to be driving. And apparently he didn't see him, and his daughter and son-in-law jumped off, and his wife was trying to, wave him down, and then he went and hit him, and it killed and he killed the horses, and he killed my coworker, and he had broken his granddaughter's legs, and it broke his wife's legs and pelvic area or something, and then I don't remember what happened to the guy that had the horses. I don't remember what happened to him. But so my coworker was killed instantly. It was like a blunt force, so basically like killed him instantly. And he was gonna go grab his granddaughter to take her to jump off with her, but didn't happen that way, because right as he was gonna grab her, the guy driving the pickup hit him. And when the cops or whatever showed up, they all were in the ditch or whatever, and my coworker was found with his arm over his granddaughter, and it was hard, and it was like I seen him. Like, the accident happened on a Saturday, and school got out like 2 days prior, and we worked that Friday, and that Friday morning from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and right when I was gonna walk out, I'm a custodian at the high school in the town that I live in, and my coworker was also a custodian, obviously, and right as I was gonna go and leave to punch out, I went and said to him that I'll see you Monday, because graduation was on that Sunday. And And when I said that, I had like this weird feeling that something, something bad was gonna happen. And one of the cooks that knew him very well, like I did, and she went and called me the same day of the accident and told me that he was killed. And she was crying or whatever, and she told me what happened, And that following Monday, me and there's 3 of us custodians, me and the other guy went to work, and we were gonna go put everything away from graduation, all the chairs and the stage and stuff. And the superintendent brought us into his office and, told us pretty much the same thing that we were told. And he gave us the week off just to get our minds straight and stuff. And going back to work 2 days after finding out that he was killed, it was kind of weird, because it was just having that weird feeling that he was killed, and we were at work, and when we were in the superintendent's office about the whole thing, he was talking about the accident and stuff, and I couldn't hold back the tears. I started crying, and then we went back, and the 2 of us plus the superintendent went back to the custodial office to find a key for something, and I was still crying, and he asked me if I was okay, and I said that I will be or whatever. And so I went home, and I was so bored for that week, because like I went home, and I think it was about, so I want to say it was around, when I got home, it was around like between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And my dad was, I think, in the living room or whatever. I don't remember what time I actually got home. I think it was about around 8, I think. And like I went and just laid out in the living room, because my room was in the basement, like where I'm at right now. And so my dad's girlfriend came into the living room, and my dad asked me what I was doing home, and I told him, and then his girlfriend came out, and then I kind of said the same thing to her, and then I just started crying, and then she came over and gave me a hug, and I just said that I wish she was here. And I pretty much stayed home for that week, and every time my dad would go out to pick his girlfriend up from work, and I would ask if I could go with, just to get out the house for 5-10 minutes or whatever. So yeah. And then a few weeks later, I was like, I'm gonna try dip. I'm gonna try using pouches or whatever. So I started with Camel pouches, which was okay. And then I switched from that to Skull. And then I went from Skull to Copenhagen. And I've been dipping Copenhagen ever since. So I've been pretty much using the pouches of tobacco for 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in June of 2019. Now in some ways I kind of wish I would quit, but at the same time I kind of enjoy dipping. Not a whole lot of people know. Like, most of my friends, they don't even know. And my one coworker that I'm very close with, this is a different coworker than I had mentioned. I'm really close with her, but she doesn't know. Nobody that I work with knows that I dip. Yes, I still currently live at home, which I know is lame, but I'm just trying to get myself back in my life in order before I get my own place. But yeah, that's basically story time. If you wanna leave a comment on what you want to see me do next, please comment below and I'll try and do it. I don't know, will be my next video, but one of my next few videos that I'm gonna possibly post is a baby food challenge, which is like buying a few random things of baby food and trying them. Some of them are probably going to be nasty. Some might be good, I might try and do some fishing videos, some, I don't know, random ass videos or whatever. So please like, comment, and share. Those 3 things: like, comment, and share. So, peace.